All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Peak Wellness Hour brought to you by Peak Homecare Associates. You are here with the founder and CEO of Peak Home Associates, Queen Edith, along with myself, who is pleased to be a nurse and in collaboration with Peak Home Care Associates, Angelina. Um, So we're here. If you have not been tuning in, we want to ask you to go ahead and subscribe wherever you're watching. We want you to hit that like and share button. And we're going to get into this conversation. Again, if you haven't been watching, we have been spending the month talking of April, talking about Stress Awareness Month. And Queen Edith brought a very good point. It is also Mental Health Awareness Month. And so we want to end the month of April with amazing solutions, um, amazing insights, okay, from both of our ends. Queen Edith is a family and relationship counselor. Is it counselor or therapist, Queen?
Counselor.
Counselor, okay.
Counselor.
Yes, I do. I am certified as a lifestyle coach and I deal with holistic approaches. So not only do you have two team members associated with Peak Care Associates in the nursing field, in the senior care field, in the home care field, you have two individuals here that have credentials to support supporting you. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So we definitely want you to like and certainly share, subscribe so you can stay connected with every time we go live. Even with Queen Edith, you can see all those descriptions in the link. Even her separate page, she has so much insight. She goes live all the time, so many different guests and collaborations that she does. And that goes on both ends with us. So you all want to definitely subscribe. We are certainly not here to entertain, even though we always have a great time, but we do want to educate you all and be ready. We're going to have a good time today. We always have a great time together. So we're excited that you all are with us and that we are with you. And I'll stop talking. And I'm so sorry, my computer, my camera's not working, you all. So I would love to show my face. I didn't got all dolled up for y'all. And I can't get on camera. So it's not that I don't want to be, but you do have a beautiful face here to look at with Queen Edith. So let's get right into it. Queen.
Well, Queen.
Thank you so much, my dear Queen and nurse and client care coordinator. It's exciting to come your way, social media family. Listen, if you're seeing us, kindly share this video, kindly inform someone, invite someone, and let's learn in the midst of having a good time. As you know, Angelina and I have a good time sitting here. It doesn't even make sense. We just enjoy this thing, and I enjoy it, and I know she does. And we have a good time. And you know what? We start way before we come live, and we continue way after we finish live. It's crazy, but it's a blessing to love the people you work with. It's a blessing.
It
Love
is.
what you do and love the people you work with and just enjoy each other's company. It's always a blessing. And today I want to give a shout out to one of our great ladies on the field, Agnes. Agnes, happy birthday. Today is a great day for you. We want to take a minute and wish you a happy birthday. And I think that the beginning of April was also Lakeisha's birthday. Lakeisha, happy birthday. I am so sorry I have not been on top of my game celebrating the very ladies who are out on the field working. Forgive me, I will do better. But happy birthday to all the April celebrants in our midst. If you were born in April, happy birthday. We're still in April, so yeah, I hope you all are having a great time and
Yes.
enjoying the beautiful weather. We are yet to see. I want the cold to be gone. To get up and go out in my t-shirt walking. But we're grateful for the gift of life. We're grateful for the beautiful weather. How are you doing? We continue mental wellness awareness today. And one of the ways to know that you are doing well mentally is to be able to be grateful for the little things around you, for the people around you, for the things that are working out for you. And even in the thing, even when things are not going well, know that there is a plan and purpose for it all.
Perspective.
Or perception. But before we get into all that, my name is Edith with Homecare Associates. We are located in Noblesville, Indiana. We serve the general Indianapolis area. So if you need help, talk to us. Don't assume. You can go to our website. We invite you actually to go to our website. We invite you to read and listen and watch our blogs. We have a few we post every other day on our Facebook pages and also on our website. Please interact with us. We enjoy your comments because we feel connected in that way with you. So do well to invite somebody. Our phone number is 317-863-0832. Our general mailbox is info@picomcareassociates.com, an email account that we can all get in and see your messages. Well, I'll hand over to the Queen to take us into the first thing he wants to say about mental health and mental wellness, your general mental wellness.
Generally, and I think we started talking about this. And before I do, yes, happy birthday, Queens. Happy birthday to all of you that are celebrating this month, especially on the team. We recognize you, we see you. And I think that's so important to say and to make clear, because so many of us, for me, a birthday is just another day. I'm grateful to see one day at a time, and so every day should be celebrated. But it is important to acknowledge people, especially, it's something about that element of surprise where you think that no one's thinking about you, no one considers you, no one cares, and it's just another day. But deep down inside, having that support, and I don't want to say validation, but those connections, feeling that sense of value, is very, very important. And so when we speak on mental well-being, mental balance, mental health, mental illness, all those things, we want to look at just the very breakdown. With us doing home care, you'll surprise how many people tell you that just a touch, just a hug, it makes all the difference. So when it comes to our mental well-being, we are missing the simple things. Something as simple as a touch, something as simple as a smile, something as simple as a kind word. And we do not realize that all because we are not intentionally being malice or harmful. Sometimes by us not engaging and being intentful with the people around us can cause unintended, unaware, subconscious trauma, and hurt. So I want to encourage you all to make sure you do your part. If you walk past somebody, speak, smile. A smile. Do you know the damage you do to your face by frowning all the time? A lot of us are always, I wish you all could see my face right now. I'm so sorry my camera's not working. When you have your face turned up, you're looking all like, what the heck? This disgruntled look you have on your face. You age yourself so quickly. Anti-aging smiling is a perfect anti-aging solution. If you just smile all the time, and think about this, a lot of people's wrinkles, a lot of it's not old age. A lot of it's a telltale sign of a stressful life, of an unhappy life. Watch where the lines are. The crow's feet around the mouth. When you see people that don't have, with those lines around the mouth, some of them are smokers. A lot of them just spent their whole life frowning, which is why they're probably smokers, So we have to be intentional when it comes to well-being, mental well-being, and it starts with us. It starts with getting up every day, making a decision that you're going to have the best day of your life, and that no one gets to disrupt that or change that for you. Right. So, and once we realize that, we can positively affect and infect other people. So, that's my take on that. I guess I don't even know if I answered your question.
Well, I didn't answer your question. I didn't ask a question. I asked you to take us to the next point.
Okay. Yeah. Let's move on.
So you were on point. Smile, the ability. Hi, Queen Betty. How are you doing? I think I saw Queen Jean also write a comment or react to it. Jean. Thank you so much. Queen Jean is the lady who helps us with our blogs and also our websites and all of that. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank
And
you
I'm
very
sorry,
much.
Queen G. You know what? I can't see the comment in there. So my apologies. If you all send something, I will put it up. I'm so sorry. I can't see it. But if you're
Please
listening
do
on
us
Queen
a
Edith's
favor
page,
and write a comment. Write a comment because what she did, I think she reacted. She
okay,
liked it without writing anything. So Jean, please say hi. Let
okay.
us
I don't
know
want
you.
to
Let us
leave
see you. Let
anybody
us
out.
see your support right here.
Yeah, I don't want to leave anybody out. So if I can't see you, we see you. Thank you for being here. We don't want to leave anybody out. So thank you. Go ahead, Queen. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
We want to see you. We really want to see you and know that you're connected because you mean a lot to us. You add value to what we do. You make us know that we are bringing something, to you.
Absolutely.
So anyway, so what I'll say is that you were talking about the ability to smile, the ability to, putting a smile on your face, removing the frown. That gets rid of the frown. And it brightens the lives of the people around you. But a lot of the time we can't give. Hey Miriam, how are
Hello,
you
Queen.
doing, Queen? We can't give what we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we are lost in our thoughts and in our stresses and in our we're lost in our thoughts, in our stresses, so much that we forget. Seriously. I don't know if you've been there before. You're so phased out from your environment. You are so lost in thoughts because of
Mm-hmm.
something you're dealing with. That thing has taken over your life. It could be just for 10 minutes, but it does take over your life. It shakes the very foundation of your existence. You feel lost. So you act lost and you look lost and you behave that way. And all
Mm-hmm.
you think is, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. You get that frustrated. So the question is, how do we deal with the reality of life staring us in our face? How do you deal with the reality of that mother, that child sick, or that parent, let me say parent, so sick they might die and they're so young. So like they're 80s or 90s. And you're worried. You're dealing with maybe an ailing child or a child with a Down syndrome, and then you have all these other things going on. We're dealing with not being able to get pregnant in marriage. You're dealing with a single woman who wants to be married. You're dealing with you're 50 years old and all your friends and people who are you think you see better than are getting married. You've been a good girl. You've been a good boy. It's a lot of things. Finances is a huge thing. Marital issues, it's a huge thing. Lack of job, lack of the ability to even make money, lack of opportunities, business is not doing well. Your health issues. It's just a lot we're dealing with. I don't know what Queen Angelina can list. If you think of something, you can write it. I'd like to know. We are lost. These stresses of life are taking over. Hello, Miss Collins, Queen
Good
Collins.
day,
Thank
Queen
you for
Marie.
being. So how do we even live past these things? You can shake them off. Mortgage not paid or rent not paid for months, car notes, electric bill, gas bill, getting return of your electric. Listen, so much. So much. How do you get past? How do you smile? How can you even smile? How are you thinking about bringing a smile to the next person's face? These notes here, it says, mental wellness refers to the state of emotional well-being and the ability to cope with the challenges and stresses of life. It encompasses your thoughts, your feelings, and behaviors. Excuse me, and has a significant impact on your overall quality of life. It is crucial. Mental wellness is crucial in your life for several reasons. The first point is emotional well-being. Your emotional well-being is important. But before I go on, I want to say something that I say to myself and I say to everyone, and I've said it on this platform many times. It is not what is happening to you. It's how you're looking at it that is creating the scare, that is creating the anxiety, that is creating the fear. I'm not in any way minimizing or trivializing the reality of the challenge staring you in your face. But the biggest or the worst of all of it is how you're looking at it and how you're dealing with it. Whether you're going to live through it, whether you're going to survive through it, whether you're going to suffer through it, whether you're going to be anxious through it, whether you're going to be fearful through it, will depend on how you look at it and what steps you take to deal with that situation. Your emotional and mental well-being is very well connected with the perception of the situation. With the perception of the situation. Everybody, I don't care how they look, all face polished, all clean shaved, I don't care. There is something we're all dealing with. How are you looking at it? That is your state. That will determine your mental well-being. Emotionally, it says your mental wellness helps individuals maintain positive emotional state and to manage negative emotions effectively. What's an example? I don't know. I'm a woman, so I think for women, and I know that they're men. Maybe your child is ill. The doctors have determined they've done everything they can, or they're trying everything. And you're looking at it and you're seeing that there is nothing is getting better. The child is not getting better. They tried this, it looks good for a minute, and then the next day it's all that whatever the doctor tried turned into something else. You're stressed out. You are stretched. You are missing work because you're spending that time in the hospital with your child. So your money is not coming. Let's just say you're a single parent. You're missing work, so no money. You're spending your time in the hospital. You need money. You're stressed. What do you do? Who is your support system? What is your faith, whatever it is, telling you? And how is your faith? Your your resources, your external resources, and your insights telling you. If I quote the Bible, you see, someone might say I'm being Christian or I'm being biased, but there are studies that have shown that your thoughts, your mental ability has a way of impacting your life without me quoting the Bible. And everything comes from the Bible, but I'm not going to say that. I've already said that. I'm not going to dwell on that. But even the people who are not biblical, who are not Christians, know that your state of mind affects your life. So how are you thinking about this situation? Because it's going to affect your behavior. If you're thinking about it in a positive way. What do I do? What can I control right now? Can you stay calm? Can you tap into your external resources? Can you tap into your inside resources and pray to whoever you believe is your God? And stay calm, because that worry is not solving the problem. The more calm you stay, the more calmness you can experience, you can bring yourself into control and experience, the better you can think, the better you can figure out what to do. Because when you are chaotic and you're all over the place and you are crying and you're saying all kinds of things and doing all kinds of things, that is not helping. It makes the matter worse. That is a sign of mental well-being or not, mental wellness or not. It's a factor of resilience, your ability to have resilience. Stir the negative and speak to it in spite of. Taking the negative and flipping it around. Continue to say that it is going to be okay. My child is going to get out of this. My child is going to get well. And watch it. Whilst the doctors do their part, you're also outside doing your part without getting all stressed out, thinned out, stressed out, and bringing sickness and diseases into your own life. How do you deal with it? That is your emotional wellness. What's your mental wellness? Queen, what do you have to say?
I don't have anything to say. Boy, did you just lay that out. What am I supposed to say? What a powerful word, right? You want to make sure you like and share and subscribe if you are enjoying this so far. What a powerful word. Um, I don't even know if I can say anything behind that. I really don't. I will say this, you said something about the ability. I love it when you mention resilience. I love that word. I always think about a rubber band with one of those thick rubber bands where you can just tie it around. It's not going to pop. It's really sturdy. And when it comes to resilience, we have to be resilient. And that's where we fall short a lot of times. And when you mentioned ability, I think a lot of people fail to realize their own abilities and capabilities, and that's why a lot of times we're stuck in these mental ruts. There's so many times we're placing blame, we're not being accountable, we're not being acknowledgeable, we're not a part of the process of our own healing. And it's so easy to identify as the victim, as someone that has been screwed over, overlooked, misused, abused, disrespected. It's so easy to come to those terms because it's our reality a lot of times. But the reality is that you do have the ability and the capability. And if you just pull yourself together, and I'm not making it like it's just so easy, but it has to be a decision, a conscious decision, where you pull yourself together and you say to yourself, this situation does not define me. This circumstance does not define me. This moment of anguish in my mind does not define me. And the only time it does is when you allow it to, when you walk in that disillusioned truth. When you walk in that path of failure, and when I say failure, you have to be able to fail before you can succeed. There is no one that any of us can name that has not failed plenty of times before they succeeded. I don't care if it's Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, you can name whoever Oprah Winfrey. I don't care who you name. So we have an issue with the process of success, where all we can see is whether it's either success or failure. It's a process. It's a learning. It's a learning process. It's called life. And when we can't be resilient enough to go ahead and go through those processes, everything is a process. We've been talking about spring, getting out of winter, the different weather changes, or watching the grass grow with the rain coming. Some of us are not ready for, to be cutting our grass, right? But it's a process. And the process of life continues whether you choose to be involved or not. It still continues. So you have to think about this, and I do daily affirmations, and I post those, and today it was I narrate the story of my life. So, and I said, if you are not in control of your life, somebody is, something is. You don't have to be in control of your life, but I guarantee you, something is taking the wheel on the road you are on. And if you don't want to be snatched up on a ride share, that's why I feel like sometimes with mental illness, and I understand it goes way deep, but sometimes we get ourselves in these voluntary situations where it's like we've gotten to this ride share with this weird looking person. There's no door handles to get out. There's the lock, there's child-proof locks. You can't get out. We get into these situations that we can't get out of. And we just go along for the ride, and whatever happens, happens. We're so reckless and so unintentional with our lives. I won't even say careless. We're unintentional with our lives. And we wonder why we're mentally ill. And we wonder why we're physically ill. A lot of people that had physical ailments first had mental breakdown, whether you were aware of it or not. And because you were not aware, now your body is responding and telling you, and we talked about this before, telling you, hello. You didn't listen when you kept getting those headaches, when you kept flipping out for no reason, when every time the phone rang, you're stressed out, ready to flip out. And now, you're in the hospital. And we don't see the correlation between that. And we have to. So being intentional, even though life happens and we never know exactly how things are going to go, you have to be intentional in how you're going to respond. If somebody flips out, if somebody cuts me off, if this person says it's today at work, what are you going to do? How about this, though? How about saying life may happen, and whatever happens, I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to represent who I am consistently, who I'm meant to be. I am not going to allow something or someone to take me out of my element. Because what we do when we flip out, we have that momentary flip and we're not thinking about it. We're like, oh, she's so crazy. She's so crazy. And you acting just as crazy as can be. What do you say? Sure, you're acting crazy. And we're okay with that. There's something wrong with how we present ourselves. And now we have legislation telling us everything that our foundation that tells us is out of whack and is wrong seems to be the very norm. Everything that has set us on a path to success is weird. They make all these weird terms up for people that have common sense now. We got to stop allowing people to tell us what's true and what's not without us doing our own research. It says to your own self be true. To the God in you be true. What does the God in you say about how you're operating, how you're thinking? It's not very godlike, and this is not a Christian thing. It's not a religious thing. We're all made in the image. So what does it say about you when you can't tap into your godlike mannerisms versus being a heathen and a hellion? We have to choose a higher road, and it's difficult, but that's why it is. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But it doesn't have to be as hard as we make it. And I'm gonna land my plane there, Queen.
And before we even get into the physical well-being thing, I want to go back to some of the things you said, and it's so important. You talked about control of life. You talk about this illusional truth. You talked about us being intentional. You talked about a lot of things. You talk about the impact, how we are allowing others to tell us how to live our lives. And I want to go back. It feels like we're going around in circles, and we have no reason to rush this conversation and jump from one point to the other. The goal is to, whatever we give it to you, give you the best of it. So I want to go back and make this statement, and I've never heard this anymore, but anywhere. But it says, life is about your ability. It's about your resilience. Really, the people who have succeeded have had a strong resilience to what it looks like. The people who have succeeded and gone beyond I don't remember the names, but there are presidents who stood for the presidential elections more than 5 times. And each time they lost, but they went back. They were resilient. They knew it was up. Bless up my prophet, King David. They knew it was. They knew they could do it. In spite of the number of times they had to fight for it, they knew they could do it. So I want to go back and talk about resilience. We've talked a lot about how people are behaving, what people are saying to us, how much abuse physically or verbally people we have endured. But it's about you. Because you know what? If I come to you and I speak rudely to you and I'm mean to you, it's not because of you, it's because of me. What is inside of me? Everything inside of me will come out when I open my mouth. That's why they say, you know what, if you don't want people to know how foolish or how stupid, excuse my language, you are, it's better you keep your mouth shut and look the part. But when people begin to speak, you get to know what is inside of them. You get to know what is welling out of them. You can tell how filthy they are inside, or how dirty they are inside, or how chaotic they are inside. So it's not what they tell you. It's not you. It's them. But what about you? What is inside of you? Once again, the way you're looking at them, not taking it personal or taking it personal, it's depending on what is inside of you. The greater work is in us. We have to do our homework to achieve a mental wellness that is beyond explanation. We talk about that. Listen, I'm a pastor, so I will always go back there. Unfortunately, for many, I pray that you take the best out of it for your wellness. You speak what is inside of you. You act what is inside of you. If someone comes to you and speak rudely to you, you may not be, or maybe let's just say you are at the front desk. You work at a reception or a front desk or a customer service desk. And someone comes up to you and they need help, or maybe you are even a phone helper, you're even a bill collector, a debt collector, whatever it is you are in. Debt collectors deal with a lot of angry people because they don't have the money to pay or they don't want to pay. So you know what? You are at the receiving end. Your responses, your behavior speaks a lot about you. What they do speaks about them. The way you perceive what they're doing, the way you respond to them will determines a lot about you. The point I'm trying to make is that it is inside of you. Recently, I had to travel, and the airline I was traveling in first of all, instead of late, got to the airport late, and I had a connecting flight. Sat on the tarmac because there was no place to finally park there or embark. So we had to sit in the plane for over 45 minutes before they had room so we could get out. By the time all that was done, my connecting flight was gone. Okay, and so guess what? I am at this airport in transit, waiting for the next flight, and I had to talk to the ground hostesses. Okay, so there was this long line. I'm telling you, I have a picture of that thing. There was this long line of over 200 people. I was almost at the tail end of the line. You can't jump the line. You have to wait your turn. I sat on my luggage, waited and waited and waited, and finally got to my turn. When it got to my turn, I said, when will be the next flight? The earliest flight was going to be the following morning at 11 a.m. I said, I can't wait till the following morning. The next earliest flight will not go to the airport that you're going, will go to another airport 30 minutes away from that airport. I said, okay, I will take that one. And I'll figure it out when I get there if it's just 30 minutes or 45 minutes apart. I had my very good friend who happens, I call her cousins, but we are very close family friends. I was visiting them. And so she was on the phone with me, and I said, okay, so can you give me a place to stay, a hotel room, something? They said, no, we can't. Everything is used up. No. I said, okay, so do I get a discount for all this inconvenience? No, we can't do that, ma'am. And I said, what about the voucher for food?
We'll see what we can do.
I'm telling you, everything was against me. And I remained calm. And I took my time and talked to this lady, I was giving the options rather than her giving me the options. I was asking for options. No, we can't do that. So what can you do? You know, on and on and on and on and on. For 30 minutes, because I waited for over 2 hours in line. So I took my time to make sure that I had all my questions answered. When I left the customer service desk, and my cousin said to me, I tell you, I was standing here cussing and shouting. I was angry. How do you remain so calm? My perception was this woman is doing her job. She was not nice about it. She was not pleasant. She could have been kinder. She could have been nicer. She could have said, oh, we can't do that, but I am so sorry. Be nice, but nope, yes, like whatever. I don't care about you. She said, Edith, I don't know how you did it, but I was going crazy. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about her. She was doing her job. She could have been better. But I refuse to be dragged into that little drama, to get all worked up. It's my heart. It's my well-being. So I refuse to be dragged down and yell and scream. And the airport will see the customers. They will see me as a crazy woman, impatient woman. And unfortunately, I'm black, so an angry black woman. You know what? It went down okay for me. I made it. Nothing was broken. Nothing was destroyed. I was able to get to the events. Even late, I was there. My question is, what would you have done? How many times are you yelling at those people over the phone on the other side doing their job? Making sure you do yours. In spite of all the things that are staring you up in your face. How often are you yelling at that other person because you're dealing with something they're also coming to, It's resilience. It's really resilience. It's best for you to learn to, even if you are angry, take the time and ask the questions. Take the time and make your statements. Hit the point home. Yelling, screaming, shouting doesn't hurt them. It hurts you. Maybe your words will affect them, but they don't know you. Eventually, they will shake it off. But your well-being doesn't speak well of you. The image you're portraying of yourself is terrible. I've had people curse at me, say things to me. We have to remember that when we are angry and we are frustrated and we are stressed and we speak curses onto people, it becomes a reality in their life and they may not deserve it. Because we've had negative experiences in our past. So we lump everybody together thinking that they're trying to hurt me. Maybe, what about if they are not? What about if they are not being destroyed and you become part of the people who are hurting because you are hurt? So the work we need to do, one of the work we need to do within ourselves is to learn to let go, learn to forgive, learn to let go. We can't see any new person that comes into our life, even if their behavior or their attitude resembled somebody in the past. We can't just judge them. We've got to learn to deal with it from a wise way, from a healthy way. Otherwise, we continue to be unhealthy and we continue to affect everything. You affect the things you touch and do in life. You affect them. So how are you affecting them? Your mental well-being. We need to do the work. We need to get the help. We need to get the help and do the inner work. So no matter what life throws at us, will be able to have the sense, the presence of mind to look at it from a very healthy perspective. Otherwise, we'll continue to destroy things. We'll continue to destroy the good that God places in our hearts. That's a thing that we all say. Christians are generational curse, generational curses, generational curses. Okay, now this attitude looks like a curse. What are you doing? You have the ability to control you and put yourself in a place where you will affect healthily. Sometimes our attitude and our behavior will teach the next person. And next time they will do better because you remain calm and you spoke wisely rather than screaming and shouting. And that screaming and shouting, yelling at that person, hanging up on the phone and all of that will not help you. Believe it, we've all been through pain. We've all been hurt. We've all been disappointed. We've all been what do you call it? We've all have had some level of brokenness. But until you deal with your brokenness, you can't bring joy to others. Even the children are at home. You may not direct it to them, but they see you do it to everybody else. You are impacting them. You're impacting your marriage. You're impacting your business. I watch a businessman, a computer man, yell at their customers, yell so badly. I was getting ready to use them as my IT person. I stopped. I because they did not have any regard to the customer standing in front of them. Is your behavior, your attitude turning away your potential customers and causing you more stress because you are not being patient, you are not being kind, you are hurting everybody around you, including the very gift of the business, the very gift of the job, the very gift of your employee, the very gift of your employer, the very gift of your work colleague, the very gift of your wife, the very gift of your husband, the very gift of your money, the very gift of your connections, the very gift of the bankers. You are hurting anybody because you're hurt, everybody. Your mental wellness. Do the work. That is the one thing I will say, and I'll continue to say, do the work. Many of us have not forgiven. Many of us, something triggers that thing that happened in your past. And it goes to show. Your actions show strongly. Your action proves strongly that you have not dealt with that thing that happened in your past. How long will you carry it for it to destroy everything ahead of you? How long will you carry that? Let it go. I think I'm talking like a preacher and not as
I was going to say, you're preaching, Queen, you're preaching. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's awesome insight. And you know what? I missed a comment earlier. Queen Lori asked, and you answered this. She asked, are you saying submit to the process? Yes, in a sense. And again, that goes back to having control over your life. You can't control everything that happens in life, but having control over your life. So when we're talking about that, it's like she just said, the process of thinking before you respond, the process of considering the consequences and the aftermath, whether it's positive or negative. Those things are so important. And when it comes to process, again, you are the narrator of your life. You don't write the beginning. Everybody has an end. But, what do you do for those momentary happily ever afters in every situation? You have to be able to set yourself on a path with intention for success. And you said something earlier, Queen. We were talking about, people that have made it and that have experienced, shortcomings before their success. And you said the deal with that is they knew they could do it. I want to challenge you all with something today. Okay. A lot of us have gifts and talents, and we are blessed to be in positions. And we do not respect that authority, that right, that power that we're given by God. We downplay it, and then we wonder why no one else respects it, because we don't We don't honor who we are and what we have, what we're here to do. And I'll say this, those that have done it and made it, not all of them knew that they could do it. Most of them knew that they didn't have another option. We always have choices and options. But if you are not doing what you need to do in this life to make the impact and the difference and the change, one person at a time, then what are you doing? You have to know that there's no other option. We're tired, right? We get up early. You all get up early with us. You all have other things to do, but you invest your time. You stay tuned, right? What happens if you don't? Why do we do what we do? We do it because what's the other option? The other option is people don't have these conversations. Someone on here has wanted to have this conversation on mental health, and they won't speak to someone on here that doesn't know us, that will share this, that will bless somebody else, because there's no other option. We do what we want to do, in a sense. I've talked about owning a home care business, and now here Queen Edith is. I'm a nurse and she's not. But who has the home care business? She does. What happens if she didn't? Who would be shortchanged if she didn't? Who are you impacting by not choosing to go through the process to show somebody, to have a testimony and a word to say, not if I can do it, you can. But I see you, I don't know you. Maybe there's something going on that I don't know about, but I'm here and I'm present. And me being present has to be present in the mental, in the spiritual, because you can see me physically. I can come off as cool, calm, and collected. I might be crazy as a raccoon behind closed doors. And you don't see that. But when I come in spirit and truth, what do you see? You can see my greatness, but you can see my flaws too. When we share things on here, we're being real. Like I said, Queen Edith is a counselor. I'm a life coach. Pastors, teachers, nurses, everybody don't have their stuff together. But having these conversations and finding the desire for mental wholeness is the key for all of us to succeed. Doesn't matter about your race, creed, color, religion, gender, politics, none of that. If you crazy, you're going to make me crazy, like she said. I ain't having it, because I've been there. I make people crazy when I get to getting on my, and I've had to check that. Check yourself. We have to take self-accountants. We have to take, what did my grandmother used to say? Basically a self-check. Always check yourself. Before you go out the door, before you engage with somebody, before you pick up that phone with your little frustrated attitude, check yourself. If I'm in a bad mood, it might not be at Edith. If I'm in a bad mood, I'm dealing with something, and I know this is how I feel, I don't care, this is how I'm going to feel, I'm not going to pick up the phone with Edith. Because Edith doesn't deserve that. My husband doesn't deserve that. My kids don't deserve that. Why do you deserve that? Nobody cares about your feelings. Nobody cares about you being mad, frustrated, ticked off. Only you. And in the end of the day, you're the one that has to write that check, whether it's for your mental health, your physical health. Somebody to put you out because you can't act right as a guest. There's a cost for everything we do. I like interest. I don't pay interest. I like interest. Okay, so sow seeds where you reap interest to be able to sow more seeds and bless other people. If all of us gave a couple seeds, where it say teach a man to fish, right? Teach a man to fish. We all keep feeding people that have no intentions on bringing anything to the table. Teach them how to fish. Stop handicapping one another. Stop handicapping yourself. Stop downplaying yourself and see your greatness, even in your flaws. Because I guarantee everybody don't see them, but you do. You have to sleep next to yourself. You have to sleep within yourself and wake up within yourself. Let the greatness trump whatever else you're going through. Take it one day at a time. I always say journaling is key. Whatever you got going on, write that stuff down. If you need a voice recorder, whatever, do that. Take account for your place in life and be proud of that. No, everybody didn't have to get it. Everybody didn't have to respect it. But if you're in the right path, it's between you and God and them and God. So I'm going to stop there, Queen.
Wow. 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 I will say this in conclusion. Your mental wellness is not dependent on anybody. You put a lot on other people and we take away responsibility from ourselves. Like I said, we have inside work to do.
We all do.
There's a saying right here in the United States, what doesn't kill you is meant to make you stronger. But is it? Or is it breaking you down?
These are your words.
What doesn't kill you is meant to make you stronger.
And this is where I say,
What I say, adversity is meant to build character in you. I repeat it. This is by Edith. I haven't heard this anywhere. Adversity is meant to build character in you. You can be right. Yeah, you can be right, and everybody else can be wrong. But because of what everybody is doing and how you're looking at it and its impact on you, you can decide that you're going to have a mental breakdown. You can decide you're going to fight back physically and go at it with everybody, or you will figure out a better way to fight, because there's fight. We have to fight this fight of life every single day. My father always said, hey, things will happen. I said, Dad, it's not fair. It's not. Then he would laugh and he said, the world is not fair. He said to me, when you wake up every day, know that the world is out to get you and to destroy you and take away what is yours. But he says, how you fight matters. How you fight matters. And it doesn't matter what you're going through. You can always rise above by how you respond. You don't have to match that other person, voice to voice, tone to tone, loudness to. You don't. You don't have to be vindictive in your ways. There is a fight that puts you way above here. But whether you can do that or not determines, or is determined by your mental health, your mental wellness. When you feel, you see, nobody can make you feel small. It's when you're already feeling small inside. I remember when the Israelite spies were sent to go to spy the promised land. 12 men, 10 of them came back and said something. And that statement stays with me every time I'm dealing with something. They said we cannot occupy the land. We cannot have that business. We don't have what it takes to run that business. We don't have what it takes to raise a child. We don't have what it takes to have a wife or husband. We don't have what it takes to ensure that our children get to places. We don't have what it takes to overcome our financial problems. We don't have what it takes because the situation makes us look like grasshoppers. We are like grasshoppers. And because of that statement, because of that mindset, because of that belief system, the 10 never occupied. The question is this. Yes, the adversity is there. Yes, the financial situation is there. Yes, the eviction is staring you right in your face. Yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. It is real. It is true. Nobody will trivialize what you're dealing with because we all have different strengths. But you have to take that situation and figure out how you will get over it, how you will learn from it, how you grow from it. Because as a child, as a woman, as a man, there's so much purpose on your life. And these things are meant to put you to where you are supposed to be. They are meant to develop a strength in you. Sometimes your situation will never change, but your perception, your attitude becomes better because you have to, some things you've dealt with for years, But the day you learn to navigate it and have the right attitude towards it is the day you realize that you overcome. It's not the money. Have you heard rich people say it's not about money? It's a mindset. It's a mindset. So if it is melting, giving you a meltdown, if it continues to give you a meltdown, if it continues to create chaos in your life, if it continues to feel scattered, make you feel scattered, if it continues to seem like it's defeating you and you are responding and you are reacting to it, I have been there. She knows it. I have been there. Where that complete meltdown. But get to a point where I have to get up and say no more and figure it out, determine it, and let it not defeat me. Because the moment it continues to push you into that mental state, that state of crippledness, where you feel so crippled because it's so overwhelming for you, you have been defeated. We need to figure it out. Nobody is an ordinary person. If you're created by God, you are not an ordinary person. There's a purpose on your life. All these things are meant to distract you and to take your focus away. Your mental well-being means your abilities to stay focused. Keep your eyes on the big picture. Keep your eye on the prize, in spite of everything that goes on around you. You deal with it, but you stay on course. Can you stay on course? Can you stay on course? Ask me, Angelina. I've always said, I will not give up. I will never give up. If I face adversity, I will never give up. I'm an individual, an African, a Black with an accent, starting a home care agency in the state of Indiana. There is a battle. There are powerful agencies who have all come together in the name of franchises, working, but I will not give up. It looks like everything is working against me. What if the same thing working against me are those things that are working in my favor? But it's how you look at it. It's how you look at it. So, my dear friends and family, I say, arise out of that depression. It is a way to stop you. Get up. Go out into the sunshine. Think of somebody you can write a note to say, how are you doing? Write something. Look out for somebody. Begin to get out of your shell, because that depressive state you're in, you are not meant to stay there. You can and you must. For your children, for whatever reason, find a strong why that will make you get up. Get your house clean. Get your inside out clean. Look out for somebody on the outside and do good to. I'm not saying go and spend thousands of dollars on this person. I'm just saying, smile, send a note, and like Queen Angelina will send an affirmation. Believe it or not, I know she sent it to all of us, but believe it works for her too. When you look out for others, you look out for you. Send that positive thing out, and it will work in your favor. Do something about it. Don't say you're depressed. Don't keep stating, I'm depressed, I'm depressed, I'm depressed. What you say is what you get. Enough of this cycle. One thing going around year after year after year after year. No matter how many resolutions you make at the end of the year, your attitude don't change, your behavior don't change, your ways don't change. You behave the same and you expect things to change, but you find out that you are back into the same vicious cycle. It is on you, not on others. We have the ability. And I speak to women, arise. Yeah, you've been divorced. So what? You've been divorced many times. And so what? So you're going to be depressed because your life is dependent on somebody. Your happiness. That's the one other thing we say that really drives me crazy. He makes me happy. He makes you happy. For what? Happiness is dependent on circumstances. Why don't you have that inner joy that is dependent on who you know you are? That gives you the fight to get up and go. I believe I need to stop. Because I hope and pray somebody's gotten my heart, because I'm speaking from my heart. And a lot of things stand on our shoulders as women. A lot of things stand on our shoulders as women. And I don't mean to not address men, because men have a given advantage. They have their pain, they have their struggles. I'm not trivializing that. But women, arise. Arise, say I'm depressed. Arise, letting everything be about the man. Arise out of it. You're strong on your own. Otherwise, you can never be a helper. So thank you for your time, and I appreciate this. And thank you for letting me be me, the pastor in me, to speak to you today. Thank you.
I love it. If you all look in the description or in the chat, I put the National Alliance on Mental Health link in there. I'm going to put it again right now. There's some good information over there you all want to check out. Of course, and in our descriptions, you can get to all of us. Again, check out Queen Edith. She has such powerful conversations. We both do. So check her out. That link is in the description. I'm going to put it in the chat just in case you all don't have it. I don't know why you wouldn't. So check that out. I want to say something really quickly. Everybody likes honey, right? We all like honey. I don't know anybody that doesn't. I won't say that we all do. I don't know who anybody doesn't. But we don't think about the process with bees, right? There's been a shortage on bees. Some people think that's a big deal. Some people don't until you think about honey. So a couple years ago, we had this shortage. And I promise we're going to get out of here. We had this shortage. And we didn't consider that you all know if a bee stings you, the bee dies, right? Nobody ever says, no human being, I don't think, really thinks to themselves, well, that's not fair if the bee died. That's not fair. My point to this is life can be as sweet or as bitter as you want it to be. It's not about being fair or unfair. We are the only species on this planet that sees life as that. Life is just life. It's not fair or unfair. If something unfortunate happens to you, I want to encourage you all to get yourself to find a place of wholeness, to seek a place of wholeness, to be open to healing. Okay, I'm going to say it like that because I can't just say you should all just heal, you should all just forgive. I want you to have a desire to seek to be whole, whatever that means for you. And a lot of us don't understand what happiness looks like, what peace looks like, what rest. A lot of us sleep all the time but never get no rest. Wake up tired. Find that place and find that desire to get there. That is the first step. Okay. And it's just, again, that is part of the process. And you just take it one day at a time. I don't know what's going to happen, but I got my mind stayed on success, on resilience, on greatness, on overcoming, on being a victor, being an empowerer, being a supporter, being an educator, whatever that means. Set your mind to only greatness. Set that dial to greatness. Don't get on in this vehicle called life and you got the radio on and you're on AM, 110. What is that? All you hear is because it's not a real station. Set your dial to the tune that you want to ride to. And that tune should be everything great, everything positive. So with that being said, I know we're out of time. I want to encourage you all again to please subscribe, like, and share. I want you all to tap into every link that's here. Please connect with us. Don't just subscribe. We want to hear from you. Our information is on the bottom here. We want to hear from you. You can email us. You can connect with us. We're not just here on YouTube or whatever platform you're looking on, Facebook. We're not just here for that. We are very busy women. I feel like Ursula, I'm a very busy woman and I haven't got all day. It won't cost much. Just your like. I'm just joking. Anyways.
I like that.
Seriously, we are here for a purpose. We are purpose driven. We are intent driven and we are very resilient. And it takes a lot to be that. And we're here saying that not being cocky, but we're saying that because we understand that it takes a lot for you all too. And we are here for that. So whether or not you need home care, non-medical home care service through Peak Home Care Associates located in Noblesville, Indiana, servicing the majority of central Indiana. Whether you need those services for your senior loved one or for anyone of any age dealing with a disability, or whether or not you just want to come in and just be a part of growing and leveling up together, because we get to do that with you all too. We don't have all the answers, right? We never want to be wrong. We can be incorrect sometimes, but it's not about being right or wrong. We want to come with you, be correct with you all. And we love you engaging. We love you sharing, because we grow from that. So please subscribe to us. Please keep up with us. Connect with us. Share your story. Stay tuned, because we're going to have it where you all can come in and, get up here and share what you want to share. We want to be able to interview you. We love talking with each other. We have a great time, but we love to hear from you all, because your voice matters. Your well-being matters to us. So that's why we do what we do. So we thank you. We appreciate you. We honor you genuinely. That's all I have, Queen. You want to close us out?
Yes.
We are Peak Home Care Associates. Whatsoever our hands find to do, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, we seek to do it well. Our address is 17555 Willowview Road in the city of Noblesville, in the county of Hamilton. We are open to new customers. We are open to connecting with you on social media. We'd love to hear from you. Call us. Let's talk. Listen. My background and Queen Angelina's background allows us to help you in any way possible. If you're a parent, if you're a family member, and your mind can just grasp where that is, how that can recognize you, that stage, you just are grappling with it. Let's lift you up. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. If you need home care, we are excited to hear from you, but definitely reach out. It's a pleasure to serve you. And for all of us, from our field staff, whom we appreciate so much, to our nursing staff, to the office staff, we say thank you for spending your Saturday with us. We'll come your way again next week, Saturday. It will be May. So let's prepare and talk about women. I like to talk about women. I like to talk about motherhood. I like to talk about singlehood or whatever. Women, the role and the impact we make in life and in business. What about that? How about that, Queen? I don't know.
I'm excited. Yes. And I'll tell you what, though, if you are a male listening in, please tune in still. Okay. We want to bless everybody. Okay. So you guys still tune in, gentlemen, and let's have a conversation. So with that being said, make sure you all definitely subscribe. Bring somebody along with you next time, send a notification out. We want to grow with you all. So yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. We appreciate you. We can't be real women really without you, because our whole assignment is to be supportive of you, to help you walk your purpose and dreams. That is true, whether we are single or not. That is a fact, and that is a truth. So yes, Queen, thank you. Have an amazing week. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Peace, love, and abundant blessings.